Okay, what's your name?
My name is Nguyễn Hoang.
And how old are you?
I'll be turning 20 this year.
Okay. I'm going to ask some questions about you. Okay. Where are you studying or are you working?
Well, I'm currently a sophomore at Hopeless University. It's a language and technology university at Ho Chi Minh City.
Do you prefer studying with other people or alone, and why?
Well, from a point of view, I prefer to study by myself since it gives me more concentrations and I do not do well in crowded places.
Is public transport expensive in your country? Why or why not?
Well, from my experience, I don't think it's that expensive. I think the price is very reasonable, and especially it has discount for students like me. So I think that is very cheap, and everybody can afford it. But not many people are going to use this because everyone has their own motorbike.
Have you ever fallen asleep while traveling?
Well, if I travel by myself on my own motorbike, and I think that I will try my best not fall asleep, since it would cause a lot of problems, especially accidents. But when traveling on a bus or with or a taxi, I will try to get some sleep, since it's very tiring me out, and I will always sleep whenever I got a chance.
Okay. Do animals have any special uses in your country?
Well, there are a lot of use we put animals into use, especially in agriculture. Even though it is highly modernized with robots and machines, buffalo is still one of the very important animals, livestock for farmers, and especially cows as well, even though nowadays they are mainly used for milk production and meat.
Are there any places where tourists can see animals in your country?
Well, as you can see, my country has a lot of tourist attractions that related to nature. For example, Phong Nha Cave or Ha Long Bay, there's very close to nature, and you can, and since it's that close to nature, you can see wildlife directly from there. For example, you can go out to the sea and have some dolphin watching.
Do you prefer to travel by train or by bus? Why?
Well, I think I prefer buses, and even though train is not that popular here in Vietnam, and I don't think that people even consider it as a public transportation. Therefore, the ticket is very expensive for most of us. Therefore, I prefer buses, since they are cheap and very common and easy to use. In you could just go to a bus stop and wait for the bus that you want. For a train, I think you have to book beforehand.
How often do you travel by plane?
Well, to be honest, I never traveled by plane before, since I never got a chance to, nor do I have a reason to. But from what I heard, it's quite an experience. Some say it's very tiring, but some say it's really fun. But I'll definitely try one when I have a chance.
Have you ever been on holidays to see animals?
Well, from my memories, yes, there are a lot of times that I went out on holiday with my family, especially to the zoos. See, I just really love animals, and I even went to an aquarium, and I see so many animals and learn a lot about them.
Would you like to work with animals? Why or why not?
Well, even though I love animals and I love to learn about them, I don't think I would want to work with them. Since it's not just about being with the animal. I need a certain knowledge to how to treat them, and also a good body, good stamina. I don't think I'm fit for that. Since I'm very weak and I'm more into language learning.
Okay, let's go on to part 2. Okay, you will have 1 minute to make notes, then you try to speak for 2 minutes. Time starts now. Okay, 1 minute's up. You can start.
Well, there are a lot of inventions that are very useful to life, but for me, I think it's the smartphone. I just really glad that this device is invented, since it is so helpful for me. When I first got it, I was overjoyed, since I've been anticipating to have one my whole life, and I got it from my parents, since they need to keep in contact with me, since I went to school, and they need to check on me from time to time, since they do not really trust me in leaving me alone, and that first time I used it is my very first phone call to my parents to tell them that I'm done with school, can you come and pick me up? And from then on, I just fall in love with it. And every day I would use this for entertainment. There are a lot of things you can do on the smartphone. For example, you can have go onto social media and see what my friends. I can go on social media to see what my friends are doing, or I could use to contact my teachers to see if there is any assignment, or could ask them questions about subjects that I do not understand. It's got very easy, since I don't have to be there at school, speak to them in person, since I couldn't be at school all the time, and most of the time we just study there. Another thing is that I also use this to store my a lot of study purposes, document and references as well, so that I also have my schedule saved in there, so that I can keep up with my studying. And
okay, it's fine. You can stop.
Okay.
Let's go to part 3. What will computers be able to do in the future?
Well, from how advanced they are nowadays, I think that they can help us to go have access into the virtual world. As we all know, scientists are trying to develop the virtual reality and make it more make it more advanced nowadays, and I think that computer will be one of the very important tools to help human to get into such a world, and it also help like program or controlling the robots, and you can do literally everything in there.
In the near future, we may see the first driverless cars on the roads. Are there any potential dangers if this happens?
Well, from my opinion, I think that the most worrisome problems that could happen is that the car could malfunction. The AIs are stored in the cars could maybe one day that the code doesn't work properly, then it could cause a major accident, and it could lead to death. So I think that's one of the most concerning problems. It could also be that the car itself or the person themselves that doesn't know how to use the car properly, and they themselves will get in trouble.
Why are some scientists famous worldwide while so many others are unknown?
Well, I think it depends on the scientists, right?
Yes, so why are some scientists famous worldwide while others are unknown?
Well, I think it's due to their inventions. Some invented things that the general public really on demand. For example, the light bulbs and electricity, and since it's just crucial invention, so that everybody started to remember the person the inventor himself. But of course, it could also due to they already are already famous themselves. They have, I don't know, could be backing or relation that lead them, make them easier to famous.
Is getting married important in your culture?
Well, from my experience, yes, it's extremely important for people to get married, settle down, and create a family. And my country has always pushed people their mindset into one of the things you must do in your life, that is getting married, especially for women. It's changed a lot nowadays. It's still important, but it's more since it's so important, you need to consider it carefully and not just choose whatever it is just to satisfy your family.
What do you think is the ideal age to get married? Why?
Well, I think the most ideal age to getting married is around 30 years old. I think that is appropriate age for the mind to people are mature enough to realize the responsibility they have to carry when getting married, and also it also work well with the laws itself, but it's really just depend on the person themselves whenever they are ready to marry or not.
Okay. Good job. You can take this one.